I'll need to record today's note.
We saw strange creatures outside the city. They must have come from a tear in corroded space. A fragmentum, correct?
How do you... That's right. Out there in the blizzard, there are still many threats, including the monsters you saw. The Silvermane guards are continuously engaged with the enemy, but I'm afraid the situation is bleak. After your meeting with the Supreme Guardian, I would like to consult you on this matter. We're lacking in... We're here. This is Qlipoth Fort, the heart of Belobog and headquarters of the Architects.
The Architects?
The saviors of humanity. Long before the arrival of the Eternal Freeze, the Architects braved the doubts and derision of the people, never wavering from their construction of its defenses. History has proven that their decision was the correct one. The Architects named this fortress after Qlipoth, Eon of Preservation. Under their direction, humanity has withstood external enemy attacks and held off the Eternal Freeze. Even today, we resist the Fragmentum's corrosion. This fortress is also the residence of the Supreme Guardian.
The Supreme Guardian?
The leader of Belobog, elected and appointed by the Architects. The Supreme Guardians have watched over this city for generations, sheltering the people from harm. The current Guardian is Madame Cocolia Rand. Every major strategic decision is issued by her.
Whoa, she sounds like a big deal.
I will now bring you to see Madame Cocolia. Please have your words at the ready. Her time is precious, so she prefers concise communication.
We're gonna see her right now? Can I at least find a place to freshen up first?
Is there any etiquette we need to observe?
Rest easy. The Madam Guardian doesn't care about formalities. Not to mention, you've only just arrived. It would be unexpected if you were familiar with Belobog customs. I've dispatched a messenger to send word. Madame Cocolia will be aware of your arrival. Come with me.
Okay.
But that's a meaningless sacrifice. How can you...
You may leave, Branya. Visitors have arrived.
Yes, Mother.
Madam Guardian, I have brought 3 outsiders to see you.
Outsiders aka interstellar travelers.
The messenger informed me. Well done, Gepard. You may leave. Welcome, visitors from beyond the Eternal Freeze. Or perhaps I should say, from beyond the sky, no? I am Cocolia Rand, Belobog's Supreme Guardian. I would be grateful if you could tell me why you have come.
So you believe we come from beyond the sky?
Do you wish me to doubt it? Or perhaps you're not confident in that identity yourself? No, I do not doubt it. I can see that you are not from this world. The Architects remember the history well, else we should forget it. I know that in the distant past, before the Eternal Freeze descended or the Legion invaded, this world was once prosperous beyond measure. An eon connected our planet to other worlds, and we discovered the endless possibilities of the boundless universe. We also came to know of Qlipoth, the Amber Lord. Under their attentive gaze, we built the city walls.
For some reason this particular line seems to have been recorded in a different room.
So do not be surprised. For 700 years, the Architects have received no further communication from the stars. But I knew of your existence. Tell me why you have come.
We want to help you.
We came here for something known as a stellaron.
A stellaron?
Objects that fell from the blue on separate worlds. Their appearance spelled disaster. Many of the planets we visited have suffered their effects. You mentioned invasion by the Antimatter Legion. Soon after their arrival, this planet suffered the eternal freeze. At the same time, the phenomenon known as fragmentum space corrosion began to occur. Correct?
Correct.
The eternal freeze is a product of the Stellaron.
Stellarons bring about different disasters on different worlds, but every world seeded with a Stellaron will give birth to fragmentums. You can see us as kind-hearted interstellar public servants, lending a helping hand to any world affected by a Stellaron.
Your analysis of our current circumstances is clear. We have indeed suffered the disasters you speak of, some of which prove vexatious to us even today. But why should you care? Even if this Stellaron you speak of did bring about disaster, I fail to see its connection to you. I don't believe that anyone would go to such lengths to help a world unrelated to them. Unless they had something to gain.
You're right. Our reason for coming here is not purely selfless. If we don't seal the Stellaron, we cannot leave this planet.
Please help us locate the Stellaron.
If we can get rid of it, your world will be safer too.
You know how to seal the Stellaron.
We have the relevant means.
Very well, I believe you. If our present situation is truly the result of this so-called Stellaron, then your arrival is the hope that Belobog has waited 700 years for. I am willing to assist you in any way possible to help you locate the Stellaron. It's getting late, and you must be tired. I will arrange for you to stay in our most comfortable hotel. Rest there and get a good night's sleep. Tomorrow at noon, I will dispatch someone to escort you here, and we can discuss this urgent matter in greater detail.
Thank you, Supreme Guardian.
It should be me thanking you, visitors from beyond the sky. I too need some time. I will go over our records for anything that may be connected to Stellarons. Please excuse me for not escorting you further. Of course, I understand. Do not worry. I have a way.
It seems that the Supreme Guardian holds you in high regard. I have received orders that your movements are no longer to be restricted.
It's very reasonable.
You know, I didn't think things were gonna go that smoothly.
I'm afraid I still have duties to attend to. I must return to my post. I hope you enjoy your stay in Belobog.
Wait! Can you recommend some sites? It's not that late. We want to take a look around.
Well, I'd say that Golden Theater and the History Museum are both worth a look. However, you'd need a pass to get into the museum. I recommend you visit Everwinter Monument first. It's Belobog's most symbolic landmark. And if you enjoy music, you could head to Neverwinter Workshop. You can sometimes catch an outdoor performance there. The artist is... you'll see. Oh, and if you're staying at Goethe Hotel, please avoid the alley that runs next to it. The one with Silvermane guards stationed there. It's started to be affected by corrosion recently, so it's been sealed off.
So the corrosion is inside the city. That's a grave situation.
Yes, we're mounting a resistance as we speak. I must leave now. I hope all goes well for you.
Okay. So, about that chest down here.
There's knowledge of this in the databank.
What is this? Trash can. A trash can, not remarkable in any way. You've been staring at it for a while, but it's just an ordinary trash can. What do you want to do? You try to hold back the urge to open it. What? As you continue staring at the trash cans, they seem to turn before your very eyes. The edges are no longer rusty and the dents are smoothed over. From under the lid comes a faint golden glow, sweet and alluring. For a moment the trash cans turn into treasure chests. And it's happening again. You take a deep breath and open the lid. It's empty. Wait. You reach deeper into the trash can. There's a piece of iron scrap on the bottom. Your hard work paid off. You finally found the treasure. You look back at your companions and see their complicated expressions. You don't need to explain, I get it. That urge is too great for you to resist. There's no turning back once you have walked down this path. What the hell? A trash can. 4-star. Avatar obtained from completing hidden missions in Yarilo 6 or Yarilo 6. Guys who can laugh at themselves usually have plenty of friends. Or you're cursing out. An unusually large paper ball. Upon unfolding, you find it contains wrinkled scraps of paper. 1. I hereby tender my resignation. On this, my final day of work, I hereby tender my resignation. On this, my final day of work, I wish to be frank. Generally speaking, my job is uninteresting, and so... I hereby tender my resignation. On this, my final day of work, I wish to be frank. Generally speaking, my job is uninteresting and therefore has no meaning. Forget it. Time for work. A few typos away from a new career. Don't get close without courage. Just a trash can. A Bellapog trash can, great place to hide something. Okay. Interesting. Right, let's check this area. Found another chest. A poster for the fairy tale play Leisha and Mrs. Trude. You notice Mrs. Trude is missing from the poster. Perhaps her skeletal appearance, frightful hair, long nails and tattered clothes aren't the best recipe for a box office hit. On the way to the old witch's house. Something. 3 nights, the witch calls them my dawn, my sun and my night. As if Mrs. Trude is able to something. Or Trude. Let's take all the achievements. More. And also book. Didn't I just pick up a book? Oh, they are... Oh, interesting. They are separated. I didn't even notice that here. So these are all on the space station. Roadside picnic program. Interesting. Opening date November 5th. The Golden Theatre, 22 West Alisa Avenue Administrative District. The most talked about theatre production in Bellapog this year. Roadside picnic. Anton's family was having a simple suburban roadside picnic, but ended up bringing bizarre treasures to the Mole Kingdoms. A big pot that can feed an entire clan, a red flower that can eat everything, and a strange black slate that gives odd oracles. An amazing conflict broke out between the Mole Kingdoms because of these treasures. And when Anton's family left, the mole kingdoms that fought over the ownership of the treasures had turned to peace. Colliard's award for Best Theatre Production, an amazing cast that exceeds your imagination. The legendary Bello book author Marjorie's first cross-media production. The 5th Colliard's Award for Best Theatre Director, Martin. Colliard's Award for Best Actor in a Play, Alan. Colliard's Award for Best Upcoming Actor in a Play, Ruby. Presents Producer Louise, Casting Director Miranda, Action Director Stan, Artistic Director Jacob, Choreographer Frank, Media Liaison Matthew, Sound Design Bernice, Set Designer Anya, Lighting Carol, Theater Manager Gary, and then the cast. Paddington the Mole King Alan, Gloria the Mole Queen Ruby, Ted the Mole Prince Max, Madeleine the Mole Princess Rosalind, Todd the Mole Schemer Matt, Elizabeth the Mole Schemer's wife Maya, Wayne the Mole Typhoon Bruce, Parker the Mole Inventor Peter, Anton the head of the family William, Alexei Anton's son Rudolph, Rusha Anton's wife Martha. Okay. Will be interesting to find the rest. Hi, mailbox. A red mailbox with a corner of a white letter sticking out. This letter is unfortunately stuck. Take it out. You carefully nip the letter out with your fingers. The envelope includes the following. Dear kind-hearted soul, can you please buy me a stamp and post it for me? 1,000 thanks. You open the letter. There's a short message on the edge of some newspaper. Sister, please send me 50 shield ASAP. Love from her dear brother. What? Misdelivered letter 1. Maybe someone in the overworld can help you with this unsent letter. The big red mailboxes are like burning torches in the frosts of Bellabog. Yeah. Celine. Sorry, I didn't notice there were people around. I'm not disturbing, am I? You have a great voice. Okay, I shall continue warming up my voice. Oh no. The play isn't open to the public yet. I better not spoil it. I'm so forgetful. Anyway, the play is still in rehearsal. I'm the leading actress's voice. If you like the song, we can meet again in the theater. I'd like to know more about Tamila. You're as curious as a child, but I don't have much to offer. Although Tamila's voice is a bit deep, her acting and singing skills are not much of a problem. She's got a lot of fans. It's just that she seems to be unhappy with me, which I'm a little confused about. Why is she unhappy with you? I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but during the rehearsals recently, I felt that Tamila didn't want to lip sync. Also, I shouldn't say this, but I don't feel comfortable with Tamila's recent public criticism of the lyrics. Although the songs she criticized were for her character, I was responsible for the voiceover. It just feels like she was aiming that at me. Have I done something to get on her bad side? Musicals need voiceovers? Usually no, but the director insisted that I do the voiceover for Tamila's songs. He said Tamila's voice isn't catchy and girly enough. This is my private affair, please don't be bothered by it. Okay. Why don't you perform on stage yourself? I've been thinking about that lately. I want to set foot on a new path. I have loved singing since I was a little girl. I could sing all day long, no matter what the song is. Did anything happen between the two of you? I don't think so. We teamed up a few times and it always went well. As for outside of the theater, well, Tamila is a star after all, so I really don't have much contact with her. I don't know what she would be mad about. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. It's probably just because we have different perspectives. Maybe she's jealous of your voice. Shh, don't speak so rashly. Tamila's voice is deep, but I think it's very touching, especially when she's singing lyrical type songs. For example, the contralto in Back to the Night is something that's beyond me. I saw... Oh. Sorry. Oh, I can read back. Good. Tamila is a natural. For example, the contralto in Back to the Night is something that's beyond me. I saw the tears in your eyes tonight. Will you still love me after dawn? Tamila is a natural beauty and she has a great stage presence. I'm sure she isn't jealous of me. Let's not think too negatively about people. Okay, you say so. What did I find now? Once upon a Snowsieged country program. Oh, this is another one of these. Let's go through it slowly first. Opening date January 11th, the Golden Theatre. A magnificent new year. Offering from the Golden Theatre Operatic Division. Once upon a Snowsieged country, the new Supreme Guardian was checking historical records in the clip-off fort on a snowy night. The history of the architects constructing Bellapog was passed down in every generation. However, on that night, these stories leapt off the page before the new Supreme Guardian to recount past tales. They recounted the resolve when the city was first founded, the unexpected wars, and the confusion and anxiety not recorded in history. Their happiness and troubles were all displayed on the snowy night. Colliard's award for Best Opera Director. Yeah. Opening. So this is the concert program. Opening has one song. Act 1, 2 and 3 all have 3. Oh, all of them have 3. Interesting. And there is another one. Time change notice for Oratorio Rehearsal. To all members of the Colliers Chorus, the rehearsal for next Tuesday has been rescheduled due to the Golden Theatre heating device maintenance. The adjustment details are as follows. The chorus rehearsal, originally scheduled to start at 9:30 on Tuesday, has been changed to 13:30 due to maintenance. Lunch will not be provided for this rehearsal. The orchestra will not participate in this rehearsal because all instruments have been moved for maintenance. Please wait for further notices. Due to soprano Tatiana's accidental injury and hospitalization, soprano Celine will be taking her parts in the play. As the date for the official performance draws near, rehearsal time will be extended by 3 to 4 hours. The theatre has arranged for transportation to ensure all members reach home safely. For those that live far from the theatre, you may apply for accommodations at the Goethe Hotel. Please inform each other, make sure everyone has read the notice, and make the proper arrangements accordingly. Collier's Chorus Administrative Committee, November 22, 699 AF. What does AF mean? There is one more over here. Leisha and Mrs. Trude's program. Golden Theatre, adopted from the most popular fairy tale in Bellapog for 30 years. Leisha and Mrs. Trude. The beautiful girl Leisha asked for a fire from the aloof witch Mrs. Trude to warm her poor family. On the way to the old witch's place, Leisha met 3 knights. The witch referred to the knights as my dawn, my sun, and my evening. Mrs. Trude wanted Trude, I think Trude sounds better, wanted Leisha to complete 3 adventures impossible for normal people. With the help of the 3 knights, how would Leisha complete the witch's difficult quest? A happy piece of work that can be enjoyed by the whole family. Okay. I'm guessing that there will be more books on this side. Yep, I can already see one. Oh, there only is one. That's fine then. Beneath the White Cloak program. A classic musical in production for 30 years, Beneath the White Cloak. An absurd rumor passes through the room as an unexpected guest arrives at the noble's feast. She wears a mask chiseled out of ice and a cloak the color of hoarfrost, bringing horrid death everywhere she goes. The new theatre manager tries hard to serve the nobles, and yet when an opera opens, a guest in white appears in box number 5 without an invitation, and the century-old tale resurfaces in this grand gala. The longest running show in the history of the Golden Theatre, a special 30-year commemorative performance with a brilliant, never-before-seen cast, and more mysterious guest performances presented by the Golden Theatre Musical Department. And there is a trash can. The inside of this trash can is good as new. You have never seen a trash can this green before. In fact, you have never seen anything this green before. This trash can is like the universe's very incarnation of purity. Maybe you are going too far. Investigate carefully. You take a look at it. The inside of this trash can is dust-free and perfectly dark. It's the kind of pure darkness that surrounds 9 in a nebula of dark matter. It focuses your attention and your eyes become fixed on it. You see yourself, you see March 7th and Danhan. You see the fate of the Astral Express and the end of the future. You force yourself to stop staring and everything disappears. It feels like a fantasy dream. What's up? What's in there? What's with your expression? Nothing, you decided to tell her. I haven't missed anything, nothing worth looking at. The metal pole of this lamp has already begun to crack. Is every trash can in this city interactable? Seems so. 2 trash cans, one for recycling dry garbage and one for recycling wet garbage. So, where would you throw a coconut husk? Dry. Correct. Coconut shell doesn't rot and it's not toxic. You can't recycle it either, so it belongs to the dry garbage. You immerse yourself in the joys of sorting garbage. Nervous man. A quiet and foreboding wrought iron fence blocks the way. Quiet isn't the right word to describe it, because at this moment you seem to hear faint muttering. Venture no closer, the iron gate seems to say. Then again the voice could come from the nervous man behind the gate. You approach him to ask why on earth he is playing ventriloquist for the gate. Venture no closer, to me. Might I ask why you're talking to yourself? Are you asking me? I was simply too nervous to have noticed. I'm truly sorry. What are you nervous about? It's the back alley. Have you not heard? Some ghostly goings-on have been happening in the back alley recently. The back alley? Are you not a resident of this neighborhood? The back alley is an alleyway behind the theater. It's where we poor people live. Ghostly goings-on? I'm not too sure about the details. I just know that they're among us, and they've gotten their hands on some of the residents. You don't have to be this polite with me. Oh, thank goodness. It's all because of this gate. The neighbors and I wish to leave this place too, but we can't seem to get it open at all. All we can do is come out occasionally for some fresh air. Oh, it's getting late and I have to return. Just my luck, this blasted back alley. The man up ahead mutters some confusing words as his head shakes incessantly, before disappearing into the shadows of the theater. What a strange man. I wonder if I'll run into him again. This iron gate looks like it's concealing the biggest secret in the universe. A few tins labeled Bellowbox sausage, an unopened bottle of Jim Roger bread soda, a copy of the Crystal Daily with Supreme Guardian Kokoli on the front page, surrounded by Silvermine cards, crumpled paper ball, some withered flowers whose thermal dome is broken. To understand the city, go through its trash cans. Don't you dare waste it. What? Get Jim Roger bread soda from a trash can. Of course that's an achievement. Oh, hi Tamila. Don't leave me alone. Take me with you. I've been waiting for you to show me the ring. Love is our destiny. Say the word, baby. Can I help you with something? I'm just passing by, don't mind me. Don't mind you, how? I don't like being stared at when rehearsing. How do you perform in front of your audience then? Rehearsal is different from the real thing. Ah, you look a little strange. You're not some journalist from who knows where, are you? I don't have any exclusive insider information to reveal. But it doesn't matter either way. The mill of the Golden Theatre is always open to being interviewed. Is there a problem? As you can probably tell, my voice is rather low-pitched. The director is not very happy about that, so the theatre hired a voice actress to assist me. She's impeccable indeed. But I too was professionally trained, never missed a day of practice. Now I have to lip sync and act as if in a silent film. I can't help but think that maybe one day they'll get rid of me altogether. What do you think I should do? Maybe find a project that suits your voice better. I'm afraid it's not that easy. You might not know this, but musical artists only look good on stage for a very limited period of time. Once their physiques change or their voice becomes coarse, they have to beat the stage farewell. They'll call it spending more time with the family, but everyone knows that's the end of their career. We'll have to challenge that. Even if the theatre agreed with me, the audience would not buy it. They have been quite honest in likes and dislikes. But you do have a point. People should be less judgmental. Work on your acting. That won't do. People come to musicals for their songs. How embarrassing would it be if a musical performer could sing with their own voice? Ridiculous. I'll be like thespians who can't remember their lines and need others to read out the script for them. Hello. Why not try acting in a play? Both are theatrical arts, true, but the skills they require are hardly transferable. Plus, musicals have always been my passion. I don't want to simply give up like this, I still want to give it a go. So maybe you need to find a way to get your voices fired. No, I want to keep my job fair and square. I have no interest in theater politics. She's one of us after all. I hope she will see her dream come true on stage one day. Okay, no worries. Thanks for listening to me. I feel much better already. Please keep this conversation a secret. Embers. A record. So I got extra music. Lila, zoologist. You look special. What's that supposed to mean? Well, besides the hair, you appear to be normal. But the way you dress isn't the norm around here. Those patterns are rarely seen, and there's no trace of petroleum jelly on those green fingers and face of yours. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. My name is Lila. I'm a writer for the Voyager and also a zoologist. Oh yes. I've just been rambling on. You probably haven't read the underground Encyclopedia of Zoology. Zoology, right? These interesting books on zoological science can't be found on the market. So here, take those 2 books. Read them when you have the time. I want to ask, what creatures are there in Belobog? Cats and dogs. There are wolves and bears in the wild, that's about it. You'll have to check out the museum's specimens to see what other kinds of animals there were in the past. I heard that hundreds of years ago Belobog had domesticated bears and dire wolves roamed the wild. They are no longer around though. But I believe there are other animals out there that survived the eternal freeze. I just have no way to prove it. Now I have no choice but to study humans. Did you know that humans in Belobog have at least 3 different origins? But I don't seem to belong to any of them. That's why I was so surprised back then. You're right, I'm an alien. I must have been researching too much. Ever since I got my hands on that book, my head's been in the clouds. What book? This underground Encyclopedia of Zoology was apparently brought back from the underground by a Silvermane guard. It talks about a lot of strange creatures. Ever since I finished the book, I couldn't stop thinking about how these animals must look like. I really want to know more about these crystalline lizards. Geomarrow olms, or Geomarrow olms, funeral worms. I want to know what they eat, how they reproduce, everything. Why don't you go look for them? I've been outside the city a few times for journalism, but there wasn't enough spare time to do ecological research then. But recently I met a benefactor who is willing to finance my expedition as long as his requirements are met. He's even willing to take care of the expedition permits and formalities as well. I'm already making preparations for the expedition. If you see any rare species in the future, remember to tell me about them. Okay. I got the new book. Also an achievement. Underground Encyclopedia Animals. Oh, I got the whole thing. Part 1. Crystalline Lizards. In old legends, crystalline lizards were thought to be soldiers of Mine Mama. Okay. Crystalline lizard is a cold-blooded reptile found in the underground mines. As it matures into adulthood, their leathery scales will produce crystalloid, which will vary in color depending on the region, temperature and health of the lizard. Experts have pointed out that crystalline lizards expel geomarrow and other minerals from their salt glands through the osmotic pressure in the body. The crystalloid is a byproduct of regulating the osmotic balance of body fluids. The randomness of the crystalloid color has sparked a wave of collectors who are willing to pay exorbitant prices for wild crystalline lizards with the rare color. This has caused an ecological imbalance in the mines. In the past, many pest outbreaks have been tied to the decline in the crystalline lizard population. In response, Belobog has prohibited the hunting of wild crystalline lizards. The alkaloids in the body fluid of the crystalline lizard are often used in pharmaceutics something. This body fluid is dissolved in water and made into a spray. When the spray is applied to a patient, the droplets reach the pulmonary alveoli via the upper respiratory tract and are shown to drive out mineral dust in the lung via the bronchi, preventing the dust from entering the interstitial lung and lymph nodes. Researchers, however, do not understand fully how this process works. Thus, it is common for underworld doctors to breed crystalline lizards in captivity, but they don't have any value to the collectors. Geomarrow Olm. This amphibian survives solely on pure energy. Geomarrow Olm is an amphibian that burrows near the underground water sources. With the white and pink feathery scales and its highly developed hearing and smell make up for its degraded vision. It's able to survive both on land and in the water. According to the Geomarrow Development Group, populations of Geomarrow Olm were always found near large mines for reasons unknown. People assumed that these olms fed on geomarrow, hence the name. Biologists have pointed out that the geomarrow olms live in an environment lacking in food. This severe environment has caused them to evolve into organisms with superior metabolism and antioxidant capacity. They are capable of surviving without food for up to 10 years due to their slow metabolism and limited movement. However, it is scientifically reasonable to assume that they could survive more than 15 years without feeding. So, experts believe that it is more likely that their feeding behaviors are hard to observe, rather than draw the conclusion that they feed on geomarrow. Every time a fictional creature is created that can survive for a long periods of times on something or without something, it's always in extremes like 10 years or 100 years or something like that. Geomarrow olms by nature are afraid of and reside away from the humans in darker and more moist areas. The geomarrow olms do not pose a threat to humans. Funeral worm. When it's time to bury a corpse, these worms never pass up the opportunity for a feast. Funeral worms are a subspecies of Coleoptera, commonly found in underground caves. They range in lengths of up to 3.5 centimeters, with an average length of 1.2 centimeters. They are usually black and orange in appearance. Their flat, soft bodies allow them to crawl under animal carcasses. After discovering a potential animal carcass, they gather in swarms around the body. They spend a great deal of time confirming that the animal is dead before they dig the ground beneath it to decompose it. Funeral worms observing a dead animal is similar to attending a funeral, hence the name. Some biologists have suggested their unique habits may be related to creatures who barely move, like the geomarrow olm. If they misjudge prey, they might become prey themselves. Funeral worms are one of the most important parts of underground ecology, breaking down carcasses and feces of a wide range of animals. They are also commonly found in cemeteries and bat caves. Part 2. Crystal scorpion. Crystal scorpions don't have crystals. Isn't it common knowledge? Adult crystal scorpions are almost entirely covered with highly transparent carapaces, growing up to 5 or 6 centimeters long. The body is clearly segmented into two, head and chest and the abdomen. There are 6 pairs of appendages on the head and chest. The first pair is used for feeding. The second pair is threatening, crab-like claws for attacking and defending, and for touching things. The remaining appendages are all used for a movement. The abdomen is the scorpion tail, which is bent forward and poisonous. The venom is not lethal to humans, but it will cause a burning sensation. The transparent carapace, for which the crystal scorpion is famous, turns out to be a mimicry of geomarrow, and not some expensive crystal. While geomarrow dust is processed from the body, it assimilates with the hard shell to form this unique transparent shell. With its help, crystal scorpions can feed on crystal lizards, who live near geomarrow. During the period in which crystal lizards were hunted by collectors, crystal scorpions were also hunted. As a result, their population was reduced significantly to the point where they are now considered a rare and endangered species. They are traded at high prices in underground markets. Mad moles. I can't help but wonder what would happen if I had the misfortune of stumbling into their burrow while exploring the dark depths of a cave. The mad moles have stout, powerful limbs and well-developed claws which are good for digging. However, they would much prefer to use their head and teeth. Their eyes are completely defunct with little or no vision. They have no outer ear, and the ear shell is a small fold of skin around the ear hole, with short tails that are slightly longer than their hind feet. The moles are usually bare or a little hairy. People once thought they fed primarily only on plant roots, but it is now common knowledge that they are omnivores. Ecologists have discovered that mad moles have a number of distinct characteristics that are detrimental to the species' survival. Now researchers believe that the rapid spread of fragmentum is at the root of these characteristics. Mad moles appear to be more sensitive to the specific substance in fragmentum than other species. As a result, they have become extremely aggressive, with the ability to swarm and devour mammals, several or even dozens of times their size. Then it is the never-ending hell of survival. Mad moles rarely leave their burrows, but keep expanding them because of two factors. First, mad moles have a severe sensitivity to specific substances in the surface atmosphere, making it impossible for them to survive outside of their burrows. Second, the fragmentum hastens the deterioration of their limited habitat. As a result, mad moles must keep searching for new habitats underground. If an unfortunate creature were to fall into its burrow, the moles would eat it. If there were no such creatures, they would eat each other. There will always be a massive pile of bones in the mad moles' burrows. However, their remarkable reproductive capacity more than compensates for their low survival qualities. Even if the mad mole's population is artificially reduced to a very small number, it still can quickly recover after a few months. There was once an unfortunate miner who used to hear the moles scurrying behind the wall every night as he slept. He would experience chronic hallucinations and nightmares. Even when clear-headed, he would mumble in a language that no one could understand. Fortunately, the large burrow was connected to the stove in the kitchen. One night, soot, which hadn't been completely burned out, caught on fire and exterminated the mad moles. That miner was saved from a gruesome fate. Rock crab. There's no way this critter could have nearly destroyed Bellowbog. The rock crab, a mix between a shrimp and a crab, likes to live inside rocks, and many of them use hard rocks as a shell for protection. According to research, the rock crab originally lived along the coastal regions. They were oceanic creatures that would dig through rocks to lay their eggs, then return to the sea. After the Ice Age, the rock crabs spread in large numbers and moved underground to the warmer Bellowbog, causing massive tunnel collapses as they migrated. During this period, they were known as tunnel rock crabs. However, for reasons unknown, their population declined significantly, almost to the point of extinction. Nowadays, rock crabs are considered a gourmet meal in the underworld. Although the crab is rare and difficult to obtain, the delicious texture of its meat makes it the star ingredient in the underground. People usually steam the crab, but there are many other variations that are allowed by residents. Stir-fried crab meat with hammer peppers, salt-baked rock crab, and much more. Rock crab powder can also be combined with a variety of other ingredients for rich flavors. With the dwindling rock crab population nowadays, many people doubt the old rumor that every family eats crab. Interesting.